Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another podcast, episode number 8. I am Tia Thompson. This podcast is me, mom, dad, and Parkinson's. If you're just joining us, my mom is Gloria. My dad is Harold. My dad has had Parkinson's for about 3 years now. Time goes by so fast. It is maybe 3.5 now. I have to go back and look at the exact date. And we are sharing our daily journey. Our goal is to share what we have learned to make my dad have a great life managing Parkinson's. Happiness and joy is our constant theme, as well as keep the Parkinson's patient happy. That's my theme throughout all of our episodes. When we got started with this journey of Parkinson's, I would read all the Parkinson's book, and one book said, keep the Parkinson's patient happy. Try everything. So at the moment, it is football season. Football season has begun in our house, and my dad is happy, happy, happy. He's a happy camper. He likes college football and, of course, the NFL football. And I'll tell you a secret, and please don't boo us. He is huge Eagles fan. I know I could hear some of you now, but he's been an Eagles fan since day one. We were originally from near the Philadelphia area, and he's been an Eagles fan. Excuse me. He is also a baseball fan, which, yes, of course, Phillies is his team. He does get angry when they're losing, and so he's not happy with them at the moment. So watching these sports keeps him full of energy. It's so awesome on Saturdays or Sundays. He'll be in the den, and the football is playing, and it really gives him great joy, these events. And my mom watches with him too. She has watched these sports with him all of their 60 some years of marriage. I can remember as a young girl in high school, and I would call home from an event or something, and I would say, Mom, what you doing? I'm watching a baseball game for your dad. He's at a meeting, and he's going to call for me to tell him the score of the baseball game. True story, my friends. Back when we didn't have cell phones, and he had to call and check the game with her. Funny to me. She even knows all the lingo and sports terms that my dad has taught her through the years. I mean, the two of them will be in the den. Just it's a joy to watch the two of them. As I said before, after 60 some years, they still enjoy it. She she even knows she is proud. Excuse me, had a little cold, and I'm just getting over it. Sorry. My dad smiles proud when she yells out the players' names of any football team. He just is smiling ear to ear because he's taught her those things of basketball and baseball and football. Is very special. Uh, we don't give my dad time to focus on the fact that he has Parkinson's. We just continue to enjoy the joys of life. And that is why we share on this podcast to inspire others, whatever you're going through, to just try to stay happy. Yesterday, he and I went for a beautiful walk in the park. My dad and I, he truly outwalks me for real, my friends. Uh, he just is amazing to watch. All we want to do is keep sharing all these things that have been positive for my dad, managing of his Parkinson's. And again, hoping our stories and experiences will inspire others. My dad is a testimony that uh, keeping exercises and keeping happy, making sure the Parkinson's meds absorb is the three main things: the exercises, keeping him happy, and as I mentioned on previous episodes, keeping the Parkinson's meds absorbing properly. And family and friends gathering around him often with laughter and great conversation. And I think that this can probably work. These things we're doing can work for anything you guys or we might go through in life. I constantly shout from the rooftops about exercise and the absorbing of the meds. Um, I had been giving my dad a yogurt for breakfast maybe every other day. One of those yogurts that helps with digestion. I noticed it wasn't every day, but maybe every other day. Around 10 o'clock ish, he would have what we call wobbly legs. He would get up and the Parkinson's would his hands and his legs would be shaking. We'd go grab him and put a chair under him. And for a moment he would sit and then get himself together. But this was like every other day. As I observe my dad, he would shake a bit and have to sit for a few. And the shakiness would wear off, and he would be fine the remainder of the day. I later read in one of the Parkinson's little brochures, I read it said to give protein later on in the day. And that protein could uh, interfere if you gave the Parkinson's patient protein, like in the beginning of the day, it could interfere. So I thought, And I asked my mom, me, silly, I said, Mom, this yogurt, uh, is it protein? And she's like, dummy, yes, it's protein. And so I stopped giving him the yogurt for a while. And no wobbly legs, friends, since I stopped the yogurt for breakfast. Now, maybe later on in the day, like the article said, maybe he could continue, but we just totally stopped giving him the yogurt. And later, during my dad's checkup with the neurologist, I asked the doctor about this protein, and I told her the story. And the doc said, straight out, it's as if the protein cancels out the Parkinson's med. It's as if it cancels it. And so the protein competes for absorption, she said. And that is why my dad was having the wobbly legs. That's why my dad was having shaky on the days I would give him the yogurt. Well, we stopped the yogurt, and again, no wobbly legs in the morning. So I'm sharing our experiences with you, my friends. Interesting, huh? And literally, and even when sometimes I'll give him like eggs, of course, breakfast. He doesn't have as much wobbly legs as with the yogurt, but he might have a little. I'm observing if he has a lot of eggs, which he loves. He might have a little bit, but so watching the protein in the morning, maybe later on in the day, I will experience with maybe for lunch or dinner, I will experiment giving him giving him yogurt for lunch and see how it goes. But I just haven't done it yet because I'm afraid just he's doing so great with having strong legs and a strong body that I'm just no more yogurt. If we have beef or chicken for dinner, he's totally fine. So that article was correct. My brother was just here. You heard my brother on some previous episodes how he believes he is the king of cooking and we tease him. So he was here visiting, and of course my dad loves that. His thing at the moment, my brother, is barbecuing in the summer. I say summer, but he'll barbecue in the dead of winter as well. The barbecuing with smoke flowing in the air in our neighborhood with hickory wood. The neighbors know when my brother is in town because they can smell the food on the grill, the hickory smoke, and they say yummy. They can just see the smokers out in the yard, and he puts my dad's favorite beans and chicken and corn on the grill. Not just for my dad, but my mom and I love it too. As caretakers, my mom and I love these special moments too. When my brother comes. He didn't bring the wife, he didn't bring the kids. He just came on his own, and if he could barbecue every day with his hickory wood, he would do it. I recently just from a neighbor got some maple wood, and my brother is already saying, I can't wait to try the maple wood with his chicken and his beef and his things he puts on the grill. Another example of when my brother visits, my dad just is in an awesome world of happiness. And we also take short trips, the three of us, me, my mom, and dad. We thought we were going to have to leave to run from a hurricane a couple weeks ago. And it's so funny. I'm always, okay, let's pack up. Let's get the chairs in off the deck and all like concerned that let's hitting the road and which way we're going to go away from the hurricane. And my mom and dad, they like are happy that we're leaving for a short little trip. They think it's a road trip. So it's funny. My dad was packing with excitement. My mom said, your dad was packing to take a road trip. They decided that we did not have to evacuate. So my mom says, your dad is packing because he thinks we're going on a road trip. And he was excited. We did not take a road trip, but we take some little short trips because he loves to hit the road. He didn't care. We were running from a hurricane. He just loves to take a road trip. But my mom and I she likes to take a road trip too, but she was glad we did not have to run from a hurricane, which we did last summer. We took a road trip to Alabama, and he seemed to love that road trip. It was fun, I'll admit it. Thankfully, our home was safe, but it seems a little road trip we all love. Last summer, we flew up to my nephew's senior graduation. It was a great trip for my dad and my mom and myself. It was fun to go up north to his graduation and be with the family, which is our slogan, keep the Parkinson's patient happy. Keep them happy, whatever you're going to. Keep any patient happy. Keep ourselves happy. Which brings me, my friends, to a couple of last episodes. You heard my crazy uncle. You heard my brother. You heard my wonderful nephews talking. You've heard my mom, Gloria. And you heard my mom and dad, the first episode. And here we are with my dad. I recorded my dad and I taking our walk in the beautiful park. And here he is. Here we go. We are here. I'm here with my handsome dad. We're walking in beautiful park. How's it going, Daddy?
Going along pretty good.
Tell everybody how you walking.
I am walking in the park and enjoying it with my daughter.
What a blessing, huh?
Yes, it's a blessing.
Sunny day, a little breezy, but we're safe.
Haven't had any rain.
No rain. Nice and sunny. And you're about to go where after the park?
After the park, I'm going to the YMCA to exercise for about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, that's all?
That's all.
Oh, you're not doing the 30 minutes. Good morning.
Good morning.
But I am not going to be walking in the park. I mean, working out at the gym. Right, Daddy?
Yeah.
Look at those purple flowers. That's pretty. All right, Daddy. Anything else you want to say to the folks?
No, you better get up out of them chairs and come on out to the park. It's nice out here.
Start moving your booties.
Moving your booty.
And exercising.
And exercise.
You with Parkinson's walking around, getting it done.
Yeah, I got Parkinson's. Take that medicine every 2 hours.
Go ahead, Daddy, do it. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a great day, everybody. That is my dad. He is 84 years old. He will be 85 in May. I am so very blessed to just simply be walking in the park with him. What a blessing. All my friends who have, missed their parents, their dads, they say, Tia, count every blessing, and I do. It was a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, and it is beautiful. I'm very grateful and thankful that you all could hear him. Really, I'm serious when I say he outwalks me. I am so serious. I'll sit on the bench in a minute, and he will continue. So cooking also, I've mentioned many, many times before, cooking is a way we use to connect as family and friends. We gather in our kitchen, and often lots of family and friends, especially with my dad's Parkinson's, we've been doing that more and more together. Our times together is one thing that has helped with the challenges we have faced. So, in order to do that, I share recipes with you, my friends, hoping cooking together brings you lots of joy and positive vibes. So, fight my friends, everybody, whatever you're going through, never give up. Keep up the fight with whatever makes you happy. Positive thinking does work. And for us as a family, lots of prayer and keeping the faith is the miracle for us. My dad, if I've mentioned before, my dad was a reverend. He's retired reverend, but my dad has taught us to keep the faith from young kids, my brother and sister and I. And that faith has carried us through tough times. And now we now that sound is my dad's medication, this alarm. I mentioned in the previous episodes that my mom and I have alarms on her phone and my phone, and that's my dad's 11:30 pill. And I apologize, I forgot to turn my phone alarm notification off. But that is time for him to take his 11:30 cortidopa levodopa Parkinson's pill, and he will not eat for 2 hours at least. He will not eat lunch for like 2 hours so that pill can absorb. So I'm kind of glad that went off to share with anyone who has Parkinson's. That's how we do it. My mom has an alarm and I have an alarm. If I'm away, I'm here recording with you, but her alarm will go off where she is and he'll take his 11:30 pill. But what I was saying is my dad has taught us to keep the faith, and not that he has forgotten to keep the faith, but as at 44 and a half years young, We remind him when he taught us that we have his back as he fights every day to keep his body strong. We remind him how proud we are of him, that he keeps moving and walking through his life and his days. He acts as if he has no Parkinson's at all, and we're proud of him for that. He might have a tough day here or there where he'll shake a little bit, but pretty much every day he'll take his pill and the shakes go away, and he goes to the gym, and uh that's what he taught us to do to keep the faith. And again, we want to share our journey of faith through these podcasts. So at the end of these podcasts, I always share some recipes. I have to correct something, my friends. Last episode, I shared with you Asian string beans. And I need to correct because I did not mention. I just need to correct. It's something I left out in the recipe was Asian string beans. You need your string beans, of course. Fresh string beans we like to use. Uh, and you don't cut them. You just leave them whole. And in a large bowl, you whisk together. Mirin is what I left out the last time, and I apologize. Mirin is like a rice wine vinegar, but you'll see in the grocery store the bottle. Mirin is like a rice seasoning. Mirin, I left out. So it is mirin, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Here's the exact measurements. People get mad at me. 3 tablespoons of mirin, 4 teaspoons of soy sauce, and sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And you are going to take your fresh string beans, um, in a large bowl, whisk together your mirin, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Whisk all together. Okay? And in a saucepan with a little bit of olive oil, start sauteing, like a tablespoon of olive oil. Start sauteing your string beans. Saute a bit. If you like them crunchy, then it'll be just like a minute or so. Then pour this mixture of mirin, soy sauce, sesame oil over the string bean mixture in your pan. Saute them how you like to cook them, crunchy or semi crunchy, and then you sprinkle sesame seeds over your string bean mixture. They are delicious Asian string beans. Last week, I continue to keep giving you guys the recipe for buttermilk pancakes. So I gave it to you again on the last episode. And with my foggy head at the moment, I guess, I was giving you the recipe and I kept saying buttermilk biscuits. I did not mean to say buttermilk biscuits. I meant to say buttermilk pancakes, so I apologize. But in the future, I can give you buttermilk biscuits. Will not lie to you. We do awesome buttermilk biscuits, and it's easier than you think. So later, I'll do that. But last episode, I kept saying it was buttermilk pancakes, the recipe I was giving you. And I'll give you that recipe again, too. A lot of my friends will tell me what I'm doing wrong. So here's a third recipe I gave you guys before, but it's a hit. Orange chicken. So easy. It's in my head. I'll try to give it to you correct because my friends say, Tia, we know you can cook, but we're learning to cook. So slow it down, sister. Orange chicken. Here we go. You need white wine. A nice wine that you like to taste. Okay? If it's sweet, it doesn't matter. You can't mess this recipe up. You need White wine, you need orange juice, but you want the frozen concentrated orange juice that that you have to defrost. And you want Lipton soup mix. There might be other name brands, but that's what we use. Excuse me. In a bowl, you mix your white wine. Let's say 1 cup of white wine. Or you might pour a little bit more. And then once your orange juice has defrosted, pour that in the bowl with the white wine. Your Lipton cup of soup mix. It's in a box in the soup mix, and it says Lipton cup of soup mix. They're packs. So it's like 2 or 3 packs in a box. Take one of those envelope packs, pour in with your wine and your orange juice. Mix it together. Then you have your chicken on the side. You're seasoning your chicken with salt and pepper, whatever else you want to use. I'm just keeping it simple. I lately, for the last years, have been using kosher salt. My mom likes to use seasoned salt. Totally fine. Salt and pepper, season your chicken. Once the wine, the orange juice, Lipton soup mix is mixed together, place your chicken in a baking pan. Pour this wine mixture on your chicken. Put in the oven on 350. Sometimes my mom and I will crank it up to 375 because we like it. We like a nice brown chicken. 350 is fine. It'll cook for a good 40 minutes, I would say. Some people like to cook their chicken if you got a nice hot oven, 35 minutes. But we will go a good 40 minutes with this chicken. We like it nice and brown. You'll take a look at it after 25 minutes. Maybe base some of the mixture on top of your chicken. It is delicious. Delicious. People think you've been cooking forever. Thank you so very much for listening to our podcast, Me, Mom, Dad, and Parkinson's. Please subscribe and help us out, my friends. And if you'd like to click 4 or 5 stars, this is episode number 8. You can go back to the other episodes and enjoy. Well, thank you so much again for listening, and please enjoy the music.